All right. I have Comcast is up in my service because I'm actually going to be adding in a higher grade of Wi-Fi, so that way my images don't come up so gritty and choppy. Anyway, so first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology gain. In this demonstration, I got it titled as Ambient Light Rejection or Blue Ambient Light Rejection Supreme 12. This is the blue screen paint we developed. Now, keep in mind, as I said before, we've had this technology way back in 2014, but it was kind of a more of it was sky blue, but it had a bit of a more of a whiter kind of color to it, but it was sky blue. I showed those demonstrations off before. And I've also told you about people who have a habit of copying our work. And it doesn't bother us because they don't do the same demonstrations that we do. They just try to make it as close as they possibly can and do these dark demonstrations all the time, trying to show off exactly that they invented it themselves. All right, so right now I'm just showing off a white screen on a blue screen right now. That was for a demonstration for Facebook. Now, I told you with an idea for a sky blue screen, told them about it, and they pulled a majority of those videos, but one video is still standing. I'm glad they kept it. Now, here's a video right here. Under Crow, sky blue. Now, mind you, we had beta testers that were already testing this out way back in 2014. We had made this stuff. Now, I'm going to post this link to play anybody's voice in the background, none of that. I'll put the link there, and you can see where Mr. Crow has basically claimed that he developed this product right when his video was done. Let me see if I got this video down on mute first. Bring it all the way down. I'm going to play a little bit of this over here because I want to show you the timestamp date on his video, which he shows at 2016 is where he claimed that he made this product on November the 4th. And this is supposed to be a sky blue screen paint that he said he made. Yeah, I caught him on that. I had a few people caught him on that. A couple of beta testers contacted him and let him know he needs to pull those videos because he didn't make that product. All right, so let me go back here and show you. On our end, under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint was where you got to pull up under our sky blue technology, our beta testers that were testing out the technology. And this is a demonstration I first displayed when I first made it. Digital One Sky Blue. That's our technology that we made. I'm going to come here and show you the demonstration here, and I'm going to show you the timestamp on it. There's a timestamp on it. 2014. We had it first. Now, keep in mind, he didn't come anywhere near close to what the technology could do because he didn't do any of the tests that we did in the demonstrations. Pretty much in this demonstration, he took the paint, he put it against his paint, which is a Metallica Pearl mix. He put it against his paint, and he did it side by side with the lights out, and that was it. That was the end of it. He did none of the demonstrations, nothing. I talked to him about it and contacted him and said, look, man, you're basically copying our stuff. And he explained that he came up with it first. So, like I said, timestamp shows it right here. When we first were showing it off, and I was to paint on demonstration, on top of that, have beta testers, other people besides me that were showing it off too, because we had I think we had 4 beta testers on it. One was Zone 708, another one was Superman, and there was another guy over in Japan. I forgot his name, but he was also beta testing for a company at that particular time. So I told you, like, yeah, we back it up. I told you that we're the only ones who had that technology. And now, keep in mind, this is the older stuff. We don't really care because that's the older stuff. That's stuff that, we were just basically platform stuff that we were learning from. And then as like now, the technology you see around, this stuff is literally bluer than the stuff we were actually showing off. There you go right there. I'll show you the first video demonstration when I was posting it online. Exact same, try to do the exact same match. Now, I'll show you, this is Zone 708. Zone 708 is one of the beta testers we had for our company right there. That's showing off the product. There's the technology right there. He has about maybe 15 to 20 video demonstrations he's shown off. We had another fellow by name of K Ha. He's Korean, cool dude. He was showing off his demonstration of the product in his man cave. So we had a lot of this stuff way back then, way back before he even started he was copying our videos and trying to copy our technology. There's another one right there. Sky blue demonstration I did in my little room. These go back from, this is the sky blue when I was doing painting on cardboard. Times. There's a lot of things I don't tell you about. A whole lot of things that y'all don't know about, that we keep quiet. A whole lot of things. Like from 2015 until 2020, I never told anybody that we went head to head with Screen Innovation. Never said anything to anybody about it. Never showed you the documents, court papers, none of that, nothing at all. There's a whole lot of things you don't know. And when people come in and they make them statements, we just sit back and laugh at y'all because y'all don't know. D5K is a UV mix. Almost close enough to it, but yeah. I've been copying this for a long time. The only reason why he won't go near black technology, and I'll tell you why. He's done so much campaigning on black screens being this, that, and the other, he can't design one. If he does, it makes him a hypocrite. Can't put down something and then turn around and then try to support it and try to be a part of it. That makes you a hypocrite. But I'll post these links at the bottom. Demonstrations of me developing and making this stuff. I did a few panel demonstrations. This is a little tiny room I was actually renting when I first started my company. And I showed you the time date. And I'll put his video so you can hear him say that he made this product. The reason why I didn't go any farther, because those beta testers came down on him for that nonsense. A whole lot of stuff you don't know. This is our digital 4K crystal right here. 2016. Now, the funny thing about it is, I had somebody come into the room in the other video talking about, well, show us videos now, show us videos now. If we were doing this stuff when we first came out, and we were beginners at this, I mean, we just starting off at this. And I mean, half the stuff that I know now, I didn't know back then. You know what I mean? Experience comes with time. So if our stuff technology is better than what it was, we have to show you demonstrations, which I'm doing all live. Saying, well, show me somebody and someone has your stuff. This is a live demonstration. I think that's what Crow Boys don't understand. These are live demonstrations. Anytime you see me walk through my environment, screens are popping on, and you're watching me walk around now, that's a live demonstration. It's all done in real time. I don't think they understand that part. Yep. That blue, yeah, he copied our technology. He's been copying a lot of our technology. D5K, the D5K, the D5K. I remember the D5K, D5K, D5K. As a matter of fact, someone did a sky blue outside for us, one of the beta testers. Let's go under that digital one. Digital one, digital one. Actually, you have to go under the old company under digital one. I think his name was, he had a strange last name. I don't know if it was German or Swedish or whatever it was, but it's an interesting last name. I see, they can't argue about that. Those timestamps basically tell when that video has been, it's proof that when that video was basically, was uploaded. Can't lie about that. Can't get around that. It is what it is. So he came up in 2016. He claimed he came up with this after watching our videos. He figured our videos were so old at that particular time. You know, we didn't really care about that stuff that we weren't going to notice. Of course, someone knows. It's my stuff. I designed it. Black technology. See this right here? That's black technology. Black technology that we were developing. People think, oh, we just started to timestamp 2015. I was developing black technology all the way back until 2014. I was working with this stuff. You just start working with black technology. Fully lit environments, we've been doing that. I told you, what opened my eyes was seeing that black diamond. This is a beta tester that was testing black technology for us back in the day, way back. Timestamp date. I told you back in 2014. 2014, that's how far we go back when it comes to black technology. This is the beta tester showing off the screen in a fully lit environment. Now, there was somebody, like I said, running around talking about, oh, show us somebody in 2020. I did show somebody in 2020. Then when he saw that, he got upset. He got discouraged. He was upset because he got proven wrong live. Decided to come back in and say, show me somebody else. That's sad. So then when I go into the room, I show those orders sitting on that table. Yeah, there are people that have my technology and it works. There are people that are angry and upset because they can't do the same thing. So instead of basically trying to perfect their craft, they use their time to tear people down. That's what they do, which is a shame because they got nothing better to do. It doesn't discourage me because at the end of the day, I know you're copying my stuff. It's a motorized projection screen that was painted with a technology we developed called ultra white, an all white screen that could produce contrast levels. Oh, it can be done, but I don't want to do it. But we had it. We had a white screen that could produce a contrast like a gray screen. Let's see what else we have. Let's go with let's bring up the D5K. That right there, you have to see. D5K, D5K, D5K. Now this was right around the time that Crow contacted my company. Contacted us on YouTube, wanting to know what was in our stuff. That's my old gaming room right there, my old gaming setup. He contacted us wanting to know what was in our stuff, how we were making it. And we told him we weren't going to give him that information, and he became discouraged. Now, around that time, Crow was giving his stuff away for free. Yeah, he was making this product. He was giving it away for free. We're showing people how to make a cheaper paint, so forth and so forth. But because we had tons of demonstrations, we were backing our stuff up on different levels, he became discouraged and upset because we wouldn't give him that information that he wanted. And he said that we were scamming people because we were making money off our product and he was giving his away for free. Later on, he started selling his stuff. So you know what happens when you typecast, what do you call it, getting typecast for the same role over and over and over again? That means you never get a chance to show Hollywood your true talents. Maybe you got a talent and maybe drama or whatever, but they keep typecasting you for the same thing over and over and over again. And you never really get a chance to show people what you could really do. That's what he did to himself. By doing this advertisement on this $50 paint, $50 paint, $50 paint, and save you hundreds of dollars. He's been doing that campaign for a while. He cannot now charge anything higher than what his product could be worth due to the fact that he would basically become a hypocrite on something that he kept preaching on about how he's saving you all this money. When technically he was copying our stuff. That right there is a D5K sitting on the wall. Let's show you what a D5K looks like when you paint one in. That's what a D5K looks like. You want to see the timestamp on a D5K? That one was made back in 2015. That's when the D5K came out. At that particular time, it was the only dark gray screen paint at that time. Screen paint at that time, besides Goose Screen. Goose Screen, dark gray screen also. See the hits I got right there? Now why I got so many hits? Because it 77. Not a great deal at all, like I said. But not bad for a person who's doing videos out of his room where it's covered in paint all the time. Because we were the first ones that came up with it. Digital 1 crystal screen paint. Digital 1 crystal screen paint. Let's go with the first one. The first one we ever developed would be Digital 1 crystal screen paint. That's how the company first got its name. Let's see what we have here. It's a customer right there showing off our dark gray screens. We first started developing dark gray screens. I told you right around that time, that's when I was interacting with Black Diamond. Right around that time, we started interacting with Black Diamond. Here you go, right here. Invisible technology. Stamp date 2013. That is invisible technology. That clear stuff he claims he started making, we had it first in 2013. On glass. Here's the date right there for you. 2013. Right there. So bottom line, was going back and copying her stuff. Another sky blue gold edition. Another tester. So we figured out how to everything we had back then was all like the stair steps to where we are now. Technology we're working on where we are now. These are just improvement versions. The black technology, we had that many years ago, way before Crow was mixing black paint into the paint. So keep in mind, he started this campaign mixing black paint, doing false demonstrations to say that our black technology came up so dark you couldn't see it. But yet back in 2014 and 2015, we had beta testers that were displaying the first stages of black technology that we were developing, and the screens came out so bright. Interesting, ain't it? You can go look at all these videos, demonstrations. They're all over YouTube on our technology. All over YouTube. This is Digital 1, a white screen paint. This white screen paint I told you we developed that could pull a contrast level. We didn't bother with it much after that. It's a white HD. See how white that screen is? I did a lot of talking back then too. It's that little tiny room I'm sitting in. That's where I was doing all my demonstrations, in that tiny little room. It shows you the label, what it looks like inside, how white it was. fast forward. I talked a lot. For the environment, on a white screen, it's pulling a black contrast level. Nothing's faded, nothing's washed out. And that technology was developed way back in December the 7th, 2013 is when I developed that technology. That whole ability to be able to make a screen read color and contrast and all that, we've been had that technology. Been had it. These blue screens, this technology you're seeing right now, blue screen that can produce a green image off of a blue screen because it can read color. We've been had that technology. I just don't tell you everything, that's all. I got videos backing up every single test I've ever done. Wow. Look at this right here. This is old, really old. This is way, way, way back then. Digital and crystal screen paint. This is my first company that I made under my technology. 2.0. Sound familiar? This was me doing a demonstration when I had an incident with ABS Forms, and they were saying that, oh, you had to sand down the wall. Guys were going there and sanding down the wall for weeks, sanding the wall trying to get this perfect flat image. And he said, you had to do this. It was Mr. Mississippi Man. That's what it was, Mississippi Man. Was running his mouth in his ABS Forms. You know the old story behind that one, did you? Yeah, we got into an argument with one of the admins over there. And the admin was trying to say, Mississippi Man, he knew it all. He knew everything. He had the screen paint that he made. And I watched the demonstration screen paint. The environment was too dark. It took too long to apply the application. The application had mixture after mixture, like 4 different kinds of mixtures that you had to mix together to make this one compartment and mix that. It was a nightmare. Yeah, it was something else. And the reason why he could never sell it is because there were like 7 or 8 ingredients in there that were illegal. You couldn't have them. If you mix that the wrong way, I mean, it's lethal. So, you know, you can't basically get a patent or copyright or anything like that, because first thing they're going to ask you for is what's in it. And they're going to break everything down you have in it. And they're going to go, oh, no, you got 3 items in here that are dangerous. You can't put this out. Yeah. So that's why he was giving away for free. And then we got to talking with him, and he got angry and upset about something about saying, well, your paint's garbage, your snake, blah, 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 blah. So I did this demonstration right here and sent it to him, and we got banned. Because I painted that screen in no time at all, didn't sand down the wall, didn't prime it, just rolled over the wall. I deliberately spray painted that wall, marked it up. I did a lot of talking back then. That was when I first started my company, 2012. Wow, that was a long time ago. So, see me here painting the screen in. Back then I couldn't grow a beard for nothing, and now I'm like a caveman half of the time because I refuse to shave. I just don't feel like shaving. Yeah, we're doing the paint on demonstration. Now you couldn't do that. From the demonstrations to what I saw, now Goose Screen, at that time, Goose Screen was the popular paint to have. It was. But Goose Screen just, it was so much of a freaking requirement to put a Goose Screen in. Like I said, if you had time, look up how to paint a Goose Screen. If you can get through the whole video without falling asleep, because it was something else. How you had to apply that. And it was just one application. It was 3 applications you had to apply to that screen. I think it was the base coat, and it was the coat itself, and it was a finisher you had to put on it. Now keep in mind with a Goose Screen, it took 6 hours, like 6 hours for it to dry, and something like no, it was no, I got it wrong, sorry. It was 24 hours to dry, and it was 6 months to cure. So the screen was constantly wet. It was still dripping, it was so dry, it was curing. So if anybody had went up and to that wall, you couldn't go paint over top of it. You had to sand down the entire wall and do the whole process all over again. So that wall had to be perfectly flat. No imperfections, nothing, because it would show up on the screen because the coating they were using was extremely thin, and it would show up. So that's why you had people in there just constantly sanding the wall down, sanding, get that perfectly flat wall. Hours of sanding. Or I just went across this crappy wall right here that was bumpy with freaking holes and cracks and everything else. So let's get past all this. Now this is when I was using crystals. This is how old it was back in the day. We're using crystals. Stuff that you could see coming out of the screen. Now the technology we have is invisible. You can't even see it. You don't even know what it is. That's when we started doing research over in Japan. So the United States didn't have what we wanted. So we wanted to start doing research over in Japan with holograms. Yeah, I'm not going to explain the whole thing to you, but one thing led to another. Met a few people over there, and voila! We have things. Oh, keep in mind, we're almost done here. This demonstration is going to get pretty interesting. That's pulling me up a video. It's doing Halo. Whew, man. You know, the woman who opened up her doors for me to be able to move into her house didn't charge me anything extra. She knew I was making money. She knew I was making money off my product, but didn't charge me anything extra. She was a real sweetheart. And I did whatever I could for the family. I mean, if they needed something, wanted something, I took care of it. They're real sweethearts. But what I'm planning to do is, before I move to my new resident, I plan to buy her house, and I plan to move her someplace better. She's a real sweetheart. She deserved to be in a much nicer neighborhood. Neighborhood had a lot of character to it. Had a lot of character to it. I mean, it's one of those neighborhoods. If you went around the corner to get something to eat, and you were caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, you wasn't coming back. It was like that. So. But she was a real sweetheart, real nice person. So, when I get things all tied up here, I'm going to go buy her house for her and move her someplace else where she can be at on her last days. She's pretty up there, but, a bit of a thank you, because if it weren't for her and me being able to find my place there, because every place else I couldn't do that. I couldn't develop this kind of product at. I couldn't do it. Her place, she let me do what I needed to do. And didn't even basically charge me anything extra for it. So if she needed money for something, I took care of it. And you see those little crystals all popping through the screen? That's what we're using when we first started off. So that's how I know. This is old stuff that we're developing that who was copying. All right, so, I forgot about this guy. It's another beta tester for us right here. He was testing black technology for us. Right there. Yep, beta tester, right there. 5 years ago. Wow, I gotta play this. This was 5 years ago. That's why I find it funny when the technology we develop now, and then with the technology we have with live, I can do live demonstrations, showing off my black technology in real time, showing how it works. But we still have that individual who basically is showing these demonstrations of our product producing a really, really, really black image. But what I find interesting about that last demonstration he did on us, where he was showing our technology on the wall, jet black? Keep in mind, he did a demonstration already on the 12 next to his UV mixed. And our screen blended into the screen. It produced contrast levels. The screen didn't produce contrast levels, because you're not going to be a match of black screen when it comes to contrast. And that video showed up crystal clear. The video and everything came out. Our video came out. His video with our technology came out great. But then all of a sudden, you went from that to showing an image that was black, just a black image that didn't show anything. So what happened there? Now, keep in mind, I know for a fact that he's been trying to contact a few of my customers, and he's been asking them that he'll give them $50 if they'll give him some of the paint. But if you already had enough of it already, keep in mind, what was that black stuff you had on the wall? Black paint. So now he wants to get a hold of the product. I have no problem with that. Crow, we have a website. You can go to Crow, Jamie, whatever, Gonzalez, whatever your name is. You want the paint, you go to our website and you buy it. And we ship it right to you. You don't got to harass my customers trying to get paint out of them. Because that does not make you look professional. It makes you look really bad. You want the product, go buy it. We don't do cloak and daggers. Now I looked on, he got his eBay page back up. And his eBay page, he only does local pickups. So if you live in Philadelphia, if you live in New York, if you live in Florida, look, trying to get it. Because you're going to have to go through a local pickup, or you're going to have to go through the scrutiny of the email screening, which will ask you a bunch of questions. And I figure someone's going to go through all that just to sell you a product. There's something wrong there. There is something truly wrong there. .0 Black Technology. You'll see him. This name is the fellow's name is Zone 708. He's a beta tester for a lot of our stuff. Signed a contract. Everything. Here's another fellow right here. It's one of my other customers right here. From my friend Skyrim paint. This is the first paint we made on the Digital One Crystal Screen paint. He's in there using a Pico projector, playing Skyrim with his brother. Big Skyrim fan. He's a Fallout fan too. He done played all the Fallout games, even the worst ones. Huge fan of them. I never did get Fallout. I tried to play the first one. I couldn't get Skyrim. I got Skyrim upstairs for 3D for the PS4, and I've never touched it. It's still wrapped, sealed up. Like I ought to get into it, because somebody's like, it's a really good game. You ought to get into it. I ought to take the time and get into it. That's what I should do. I need to take the time to get into it. All right, so we're going to, here we go. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to do something real quick. Just real quick. I'll share this real quick. This is a customer who had a pink stucco wall. You ever paint a screen on a pink stucco wall? Do you know how hard it is to paint a screen on a pink stucco wall? I'm not talking about light stucco. I'm talking about really, really heavy stucco. So, yeah. First things first, you're an idiot for making that comment. So hold on for a minute. Let me read this guy real quick. This guy says, "Get off live and go ship my package, boy." First things first, you're an idiot. I do all my ships live, so my customers know when their packages are going out. So that's how I know that you don't have, and you've never ordered from me at all, period. At all, period. So stop faking like you actually bought something from us. Grow up, turn off your computer, and go read a book. All right? Teach yourself something new. But you haven't ordered anything from us. We do ship outs on Friday. So if you bought something from us, you would know that already. So you just made yourself look like an idiot. Japan contract. Yeah. You made yourself look like an idiot. And keep in mind, yeah, we did our ship outs already. They're done. So yeah, no, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Don't try to explain yourself. Goodbye. That's why I said they don't think before they come on here. Anyone who knows that when I ship out paint, I always show the product first, what we're shipping out, when it's shipping out. I give you the dates when they're going out. Everybody gets the tracking number, so everybody knows the whole system on how it works. So he's sitting there on a Friday telling me to go ship out your packages and get off live. He is not that smart. All right, let's move on. So anyway, this is a customer who had a pink stucco wall, and she didn't want to change the wall. Like she didn't want, because we wanted to do is we wanted to basically just trace out where the screen was going to be at. And I was going to go in there with a sander and like kind of sand in a flat, smooth area where I can paint the screen into the stucco. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted us to literally paint over the stucco. And I'm thinking, oh, you know how hard it is to put frog tape, pink stucco? Because it doesn't lay flat because there's ridges and bumps in it. But it worked. I wouldn't advise you to do it, but it worked. So that is painted on a pink stucco wall. Oh man, just trying to get, you have no idea how hard it was just to try to get everything even because it's pink stucco. Right, there it is right there. And here's with the lights on. Yeah. Oh my God. Complete utter idiot comes in and says in live chat about delivering packages out and doesn't know how the system works. We have a system of how we ship out packages. So anywho, next ship out date, I'll talk to the driver tonight and she'll let me know when's the next time she'll be picking up packages. We got enough containers, but I am going to order another 32 on top of containers I have already, because usually sometimes we run out of containers in between that week at that time. So I want to make sure I have enough containers in there for a splash over. Usually splash overs is usually on Wednesday. We get a spike and we get maybe about 15 or 16 may pop in there, you know what I mean? You know, out after the orders we already have in there. So those are the splash overs. And we usually run out of containers around that time. Like we don't have any more containers to do the ship out. So this time I just ordered some more. All right, so we can get that out of the way. All right, so first things first, let's go here. I'm going to check out something really quick. I want to go into bring up a white screen. Now, keep in mind, you all know the screen is blue, right? So it's a blue screen. We're going to pull up. I'm going to close this player out, and I'm going to pull up an all-white screen. Well, first things first, let me show. No, I'm good. Let's show the white screen. All right, so we're just going to do an all-white screen saver. Show the blue screen. Pulling up a white level. Let me get some tape here. That dark screen in the middle is Crow's UV mix versus a blue screen on an ultra short throw projector. That's sitting on top of the screen at 3100 lumens. There you go. Interesting, isn't it? You would think the gray screen would pull the higher white level. Like I said, we've been this with other screens before. You would think the gray screen would pull a higher white level. But it doesn't, because, like I said, the screen doesn't read white all that well. Let me just give you something to think about, that's all. There's no real point in doing any other demonstrations because, well, let's get a little closer because I'm pretty sure you want to get close, right? So let's get close up on it. So you can see the difference between a blue technology that can read white and a gray screen that can't. Now, fairly, it should do well with green. It should do well with green. So let's bring up green. Let's see. quick. So I'm going to pull up green. So you should do fairly well with green. And I think it was, oh, here we go. It's definitely not going to contrast. You saw that already. It's not going to happen. Let's see what happens if we want to start the demonstration. And I said, ooh, okay, I just saw something on there. I'm definitely going to do a demonstration of this week. So I knew that was going to happen. The minute I saw that screen change over to black, and I saw a screen pop up, I was like, oh, it's not going to pull contrast. You can't pull contrast. So how does a blue screen pull a higher black level than a gray screen? That's interesting. Now that's really, 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 really interesting. That is really freaking interesting. We're going to have to do some demonstrations on this. Any other screens? I'm curious now. Why were you cry? I wouldn't touch this stuff. But he's going to do it anyway. He's going to get, he's not going to like the outcome of that. Good gracious, man. That is interesting. And like I said, the screen is blue. All right, we're not going to go any farther on this because, like I said, I could go a little farther than this and the outcome would not be good. I can automatically tell the outcome is not going to be good. So I'm going to give him a little mercy today. We're not going to do this to him. All right? We're not going to do this to him. I'm going to put him in the back room. I'm going to show you something real quick. Wow. I didn't see it myself. I wouldn't believe it. Do you see how much lighter that technology is to his? And yet that thing put up a higher contrast level. I'm gonna put a little bit on the screen. We can always get more. Let's show you how much lighter that looks. That blue. You see how light that blue is? And that screen pulled a higher contrast level. Oh yeah, it's blue, not gray. Interesting, isn't it? But you see that for a minute? You see how that screen pulled that contrast level? Okay, with that being said, I'm not going to go any farther on that because I don't have to. That's it right there. If I go any farther on that, he's not going to be to sell none of that paint at all. He's not going to be to sell any of it. I'm not going to take bread off a man's table. Because I can do some damage. By what I just saw just a few minutes ago, from what I just saw, if I pull any contrast demonstration on that screen, and you've seen the white levels on this technology, white levels is higher than his screen. The black levels are higher than his, or darker than his screen. Yeah, I'm done after that. I'm done after that. There's no point in going any farther than that. So that's the end of that. I'll explain a screen that pulled on a dark gray screen. How do you explain a screen, not only dark gray, but blue, that sat there and pulled a higher white level and a higher black level on a dark gray screen, and the screen is blue? I'll let y'all think about that for a minute. I'm gonna get out of this video. I'm done. I'm not gonna do any more. If I do anything else against this technology, man, that'll wreck him. I'm not gonna do that. I mean, understand how far he wants to go on things. I don't care. But after what I just saw just a few minutes ago, good God. All right, I'm out of here.